Court is calling 2022 CR 8768, State of Texas versus Fortunato Alvarez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brian Grimmer for the state of Texas.
Defense,
Hector Gonzalez.
are you Mr. Alvarez?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court, let me see. I do not have his application for deferred. Is he applying for
Just
deferred?
regular probation.
All right, I don't have the application for that either. Maybe I'm missing it. All right, Mr. Alvarez, did you review a document with your attorney entitled Application for Community Supervision? Oh, you know what? I found it. It was stuck together. All right, and did you understand it and did you sign it? Next, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge, we did.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
I believe we are.
Did you understand what you're charged with is felon in possession of a firearm? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, sir.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial, showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 3 years in the prison. The state recommends community supervision. There's to be no contact with any members of the Banditos.
Should be Banditos, Judge.
Oh, so is it Banditos?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so no contact with any members of the Banditos outlaw motorcycle gang. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes, Judge.
Outside the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 3 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation and 150 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offense is charged. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State, any evidence?
Yes, Judge. State would offer State's Exhibit 1. No, Judge.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We can, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Judge, other than he does live and work in Howard County, which is what's the Big Spring. Big Spring. So we'd ask that the supervision be transferred to his home county, assuming they do.
All right, so Mr. Alvarez, if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And before you answer, you're going to get a drug test today. So what the results going to be?
They're going to be voting.
For what?
Sorry?
For what?
Cocaine.
All right. So how often are you using?
Last time I used was about a month ago.
Well, I mean, if you used a month ago, it wouldn't be in your system.
I don't know how long it takes to get out. So.
All right. So anything other than cocaine? No marijuana?
Yes, actually I did. My fault was.
Okay. Anything other than cocaine and marijuana? All right. Do you have any children?
Yes, sir.
What are their ages?
Their ages are, let's see, 14, 11, 4.
All right. You all are too loud in the box.
I didn't, what's the age of the line?
Counsel,
Please.
if you all can be quiet in the box. So what are their date of births?
I do not know them off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
You got to know that if you're going to have children, they want to celebrate their birthday. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So do they live with you?
No, ma'am.
Do you see them?
Yes, ma'am.
How often?
Every other weekend and, whatever, every other year I have them for the holidays.
All right. And do you see them by yourself or there's someone with you?
But so my girlfriend lives with me, just us.
So here's the thing. You're telling me you're going to be positive for drugs, which means that you really shouldn't be alone with your children by yourself. So you'll need somebody to supervise you when you're with your children. Now, once you are in your sobriety, the court will consider lifting that. You understand? All right. Are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do?
Well, right now I'm working for a bar bag, as a bar bag for a bar right now. I'm currently in the process of finding another HVAC job.
Right. Because, if you have sobriety issues, probably being a bar back is not the best of employments. So have you done anything other than be a bar back?
As far as like being a
Occupation?
the HVAC, yes, ma'am. That's why I used to do it for 7 years straight. And that's what I'm trying to get back into.
All right. So I'm going to only allow you to be a bar back for 90 days. You're going to have to find other employment.
Yes, ma'am.
Because with your sobriety issues, you probably shouldn't be working in a bar because then people want to drink, people hand people drinks and things, can get a little bit out of control. All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 3 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 3 years, transferred to Big Springs.
Big Spring, Howard County, yes, ma'am.
There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. A defendant is allowed to continue employment as a bar back for 90 days. Then after that, he needs to find new employment. We're going to do a TAP evaluation. If the TAP evaluation recommends inpatient treatment or outpatient treatment, regardless, I'm going to want intensive outpatient treatment. I'm going to start you off with intensive outpatient treatment. We're going to do 90 meetings in 90 days. So there's sober meetings throughout Texas, I'm sure throughout Big Springs, but you're going to need to go to one a day. You understand? And hopefully that will be a habit for you. There's going to be no contact. And see, you say Banditos, but in all of the information I'm reading, it's spelled Bandidio, and you're saying that's incorrect. All right, how's it spelled?
BANDIDOS.
Okay. BANDIDOS. So there's to be no contact with any members of that gang. You understand? And we can do gang supervision, evaluation, field visits 2 times per month, and probation. If those field visits want to be counted as his reporting, it can be. Probation, is there anything else he needs? The UAs? We'll do the UA hotline until further notice. And he needs to test at least once a week. And if probation wants to use the UA hotline as a form of reporting, they can use that as a form of reporting as well. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
Hey, and I was just trying to find out the county for Big Spring.
What is the county?
Howard.
Howard. All right, we're going to do parenting classes, 150 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. Court is not requiring you to get the COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived. The remaining of the hours will be waived once you complete parenting classes. Is there anything else you need from the court? All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you. We can go off the record. You have children.
Yes, ma'am.
You got to be a better parent. And being a good parent means You're not using drugs. You're not getting involved in this nonsense. You understand? You want them to look up to you and be proud of you. All right, good luck to you. Thank you.
Have a good holiday.
All right, you too.
Let's get the facts straight. She loves a verbal ashtray. Never blowing smoke when she gets pissed. She's quick to castrate. Love her on a good day, love her on a bad day. Either way, she